Thank you, Madam Speaker. We are looking at some scary numbers. Just in time for Halloween, we've got the budget deficit numbers in, $1.42 trillion for this year, an accumulated debt of $13 trillion. Now, this has happened before. We've been in a spot before with the historical debt levels shown here on this chart. You can see that after World War II, we actually reached nearly 110% of GDP, that our debt was nearly 110% of GDP. But as you can see, it's gone down, and then now it is trending way high, and there's a big difference between this historical debt and the debt that we're experiencing now. Because the question is, who do we owe it to? After World War II, we owed 95% of the debt to ourselves. The U.S. public held 95% of the United States debt in 1945. Today, in 2009, only 54% is held by the U.S. public, and China is holding 11%, with other foreign countries holding 35%. So nearly 50% of our debt is owed to other countries. So it's quite different than the scenario after World War II. It is a shame, Madam Speaker, that we didn't adopt the more significant budget cuts of the Republican Study Committee budgets. Had we done that over the last 5 years, we would now be looking at $613 billion less in spending. We would have saved $613 billion by enacting those most conservative budgets offered on this House floor. If this keeps up, what we've got now is a government spending now as a percentage of GDP. As you can see here, under the Obama approach fiscal year 2010 budget, with the out years being reflected in the long-term alternative fiscal scenario of CBO, you can see that government spending as a percentage of GDP actually rises to nearly 50%. 50% of GDP being government spending. Under the Republican alternatives, you can see that we trend down after this most recent uptick, and we get down to the level of somewhere around 18% of GDP as the percentage of government spending. Madam Speaker, I'm here to say to my colleagues that we must do something. These are scary numbers, and we've got to act. The key is to get to fiscal restraint and economic growth. Those things have to happen simultaneously. You do that by keeping taxes low, keeping regulation light, and getting litigation down. You do that by making wise energy policy that makes it so that energy can be the new tech boom that leads us out of the current recession. I happen to believe that the road to recovery and the road to energy independence are one and the same. If we get on that road, we can lead our way out of this recession. I happen to believe, too, that the upstate of South Carolina has a lot to offer in paving that road, making it so we can get to balanced budgets by economic growth and fiscal restraint, and improve the national security of the United States by breaking this addiction to oil, by finding these new sources of energy, and by making it so we can create jobs. Madam Speaker, that's what we should be about here. I hope we can get to it. I yield back the balance of my time.